Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome back to another sweltering edition of the Guide to Poor Parent Pelting. Or Pelting.
There you go.
Poor Parenting, I should say. A podcast where me, Jason.
And me, Jennifer.
Have a few drinks.
And talk shit about our kids.
Please follow us on YouTube at Guide to Poor Parenting.
And Instagram on that one too.
Yes, sorry, Instagram.
And Twitter, Facebook, TikTok at Poor Parent Pod.
Yes, we're putting out quite a bit of content lately. We're trying to do cocktail reviews for every podcast we do, and go through this god-awful wine advent calendar. So
we take a break every once in a while so that we can drink something good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Since this is the we'll get into that in a minute, but we're gonna release some filmed in the wild videos that we did for cocktail reviews, because we on the cruise we talked about before that we went on. Jennifer got the drink package, and I still need to pay you back for my portion. I apologize. And I was like, let's go get some cocktails and review them. So I think we got like 4 cocktails and 3 or 4 glasses. You brought 2 bottles of wine on the ship.
Well, yeah.
And then we got 2 glasses of wine there. Mm-hmm. And then we had 4 cocktails, I believe, right?
I don't remember.
Yeah. But then we recorded reviews for each of them and had a good old time.
And Benjamin was on one of our reviews, and your hubby was on one of the reviews, so they got to be videotaped so everybody can see how awesome and pretty they are.
Yep. And if you hear any background noise, it is my son and future daughter-in-law, and you might hear some mumbling, which is Wesley playing on the back porch.
Yeah.
So I'll try and take them out of the audio, but just know that's what the sound is.
Yeah, if you hear it.
If you hear it. Yeah. Well, Miss Jennifer, how's your week been?
It's been okay. I am watching the Euro Cup right now, so by the time this is airing, I'm sure it's over, but Germany is playing, and that is where my mom was born, and that's what I claim as my home. I love Deutschland. I got to be there many, many years, so that's why I love it so much. You know, I had lots of family over there, and it was just a good time. But
a hoot and a holler.
Yeah, hoot and a holler. So that's fun. So that's something that me and Mama bond over too, because we watch it not necessarily together, but we'll watch it and text messages each other back and forth, because sometimes it's on during the day while we work, and then we have to watch it later on. So it's kind of like, where are you? Are you live yet? Have you gone past halftime? Like, you know, that kind of thing. So that's been fun. I'm always like into the World Cup and the Euro Cup. So
pardon my cough. Every time I hear you watching them, it always reminds me of my mother-in-law Sandra, who's been on the podcast. Anytime she watches Auburn play any sport, she's cussing, a hoot and a hollering. And I remember I went over to her house one time to put together some shells for her, and she's like, I'm going to be in there, and I apologize for any cussing. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, because she's not really a cusser. I do the same. I kind of act the same way when I watch Auburn too. But foosball is my favorite sport. So yeah.
I called a friend of ours not too long ago, and we were talking on the phone. She's like, I apologize if it doesn't sound like I'm not paying attention, but I'm kind of half listening to you, half watching the America's Cup or something.
The Copa America.
Copa America.
Yep.
So like we'd be talking, then all of a sudden she'd yell at something in Spanish. So like, all right, whatever.
Yeah.
It's that season.
Yeah, it's that time. You know, every 4 years. So
every 4 years
we get to celebrate our countries.
Yay. Well, how's the foot doing? We're 7 months out from the surgery now. Pretty
much. I think next...
No, it was February. It was 7.
March, May, June, July. 5 months.
5 months.
Yeah, 5 months in like a couple weeks. Still can't bend my big toe. It still hurts, but...
So your ballet career is toast.
Oh, yeah, that's been toast for a long time. I'm too tall. I got too much boobs for ballet, and I don't have the grace at all for ballet. I think it's getting better. It's just taken a really long time. I didn't realize it was going to be this long, and nerve pain ain't no joke. I don't think I've ever had that type of pain before. It's weird. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Give me 15 knee surgeries. Those were fine, easy. Yeah, it hurt a little bit, but that was easy. This is
Brutal.
rough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember when Mom had her thumb surgery, there were days she's like, I wish I hadn't done it. But now but Zane has said this before. Zane's family has said this before. It's like the further away from the core of your body, the harder the surgery is on you. The more painful, I guess. 'Cause I've heard knee surgeries are pretty bad because my hip surgery was not a breeze, but it certainly wasn't bad.
Yeah.
I didn't have, like, I still have a little bit of numbness in spots, but like I didn't have nerve pain like you're having. And so that's how we.
But it's there. I'm walking.
You are experienced in ignoring your pains.
Very much so. How has your week been?
My week's been pretty good. I'm not going to go too specifically, but we are having to renew our resumes at work for something. And I was like, wonder. So I looked back at my old employer, which is a really big company. And I was like, I was going to see if maybe they were hiring. Because I liked working for them. But there wasn't a lot of advancement where I was. And I wasn't making as much as I felt I should with that much experience.
And you wanted to go to a different part and they didn't let you go there, right? Mm-hmm. Wasn't that what it was too?
Part of it, yeah. It was just like, I was also unhappy with the coworker. So I just was farting around online and I was like, well, I just updated my resume. Why don't I go check it out? So I looked at my old company and they had a job. It's a subsidiary of theirs in North Carolina, but it's fully remote. I'm like, well, I look pretty qualified for it. So I went and threw my hat in the ring and, there's a section that says, are you a former employee of this company? And I was like, oh, please weight that in my favor. Because I wouldn't mind going back because it was a pretty sweet company. I will say it was a little bit better before the company has now bought it.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was kind of like a medium to large company.
Yeah.
Not so big that you were lost in the numbers. But big enough they had the money to do fun stuff.
Yes.
But when they got bought out by the company it is now, it's like, well, we can't do that because the rest of the company can't do that.
Right. Well, then the unlimited PTO was very, very nice. And
before they got bought out, there's a local water park in Decatur, Alabama, and the company would rent it out, and we'd all go, and I'd invite like 15 people, and there was maybe 100 people in the entire park. And it was
because it was after they closed. Yep. And so we had the park to ourselves, and that was just fun, fucking-tastic. Like, I just really enjoyed that.
And they fed us.
Oh, yeah. I don't really care about the food. It was just it was the park. Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
Not having to wait in line.
Yeah. I took my little brothers like 3 years in a row, and they loved it. But no such luck. No. So we'll see. I don't necessarily want to change jobs, but I wouldn't mind going back to my old employer. And I've told Jennifer this privately that it's like as much as I liked my last company, I stayed in that position probably too long because I work in software, and so it's like if you stay in one position very long, you kind of get super specialized. And that's what happened.
And stuck.
Yeah. And I was having a hard time branching out, so I'm like, okay, I gotta branch out a tad, and especially because the stuff they worked in was like 30 years old. Like it was being updated and constantly refreshed, but it's still kind of older technology. So I didn't get to do like the stuff like Facebook does or the AI. And so I was like, I want to do something new. Yeah,
but then you got in a job and you don't really do anything new because you got an antiquated system on that one too, and you just get to learn another antiquated system.
Well, I will say, I'm sure no one gives a shit about programming here, but the old bank systems are written in really old code, like 50-year-old, like Fortran sort of stuff, which I don't know if anybody knows, but I think you do because you're old.
Because I'm old.
Yeah, you're as old as I am. But yeah, some of the really old, established companies are written in really old code. So I'm like, well, maybe I'll get a job with a bank and maintain their Fortran and COBOL code.
There you go. That'll work.
And if you hear little kitty cats meowing, we lock the cats away in the back bedroom area.
And now they want out.
And now the kitten is like trying to paw at the door. Let me out. And I have a feeling we'll hear the fat one attack it.
Oh no, hubby's home, so fat one's probably hanging up, cuddling up with the hubby.
He's up Zane's ass.
Yeah.
So yeah, pretty good week. Today, so for our listening audience, we're recording this on 4th of July. So we're going to go see the fireworks at Mid-City here in Huntsville. Mm-hmm. And we went, did we go last year?
I believe so.
Yeah. We went last year, we think.
and the year before, and the year before. So I think this would be our...
No, last year you took Kalia to y'all remember the graveyard? It was at Toyota Field where the Trash Pandas play.
Oh.
I think that was last year.
Was that last year?
Yeah, I think last year Jennifer and Zane took Kalia and Wesley. There's a graveyard that kind of you can see Toyota Field.
Yeah.
And so y'all sat on the brick wall to watch.
And we didn't see fireworks.
Because we had the wrong time.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it must have been 2 years ago we did Mid-City.
Oh, okay. I don't remember. I'm glad you remember, but Mid-City is awesome.
Yeah.
Especially where we sat. I thought last year was the one where it was really close and it boomed on us.
I think that was 2 years ago.
Was it?
I don't know. Sometime in the last 2 or 3 years.
I always try to do fire. I love fireworks.
Agreed.
I don't want to, I love spending money on fireworks, but then also if you can just sit and watch a show, I'm good with that too. And Mid-City has a really great show and it's boom. And then where we park, we just like sneak out real quick before everybody in that area like sneaks out. So I like that too. Because tonight the fireworks are at 9:30 and I'm like, fuck, I gotta work tomorrow. And then Wesley doesn't do well after his bedtime, even though he thinks he could. So I'm probably gonna have a fight tonight, but hopefully it'll be worth it.
Yeah, I remember when we went, whenever it was, we were like right on
the street.
What is that? Is that Old Monrovia? I think it's Old Monrovia, whatever it is, just south of University. It's where so in Huntsville, Mid-City is this brand new kind of... It used to be the mall.
Yep.
What was that?
Madison Square
Mall. And they tore it down about 7 years ago, I think. And they built this really cool area with Top Golf and like a Dave & Buster's and lots of
rock
restaurants.
climbing place and a little area to... like food trucks, and then you can sit and they have all kinds of events all the time.
And there's a really cool amphitheater back there now where we have Pride events and Halloween events. And it's really nice. But we were across the street on the eastern side of Mid-City.
Don't have to worry about directions.
Yeah, anyway. But we were sitting right at the curb in the grass. And like I just remember all being there, and those fireworks were close.
Yes.
I was like, I think they actually got some of the ash on us too, or whatever, because I think that fell on some of us a little bit. Did it? I don't remember.
I just remember it was really cool.
Yeah.
I like that sort of thing. One year, David took me to an Atlanta Braves game, and he knew the guy that did the fireworks, I guess. So it comes out of like this massive Coke bottle.
Right.
And we were on the roof right next to the Coke bottle.
Ooh, I bet that was
so
loud.
We got rained on by pieces of the fireworks. It was fucking awesome. I probably couldn't hear well for like 3 days, but it was definitely worth it because it's just like right there, the boom, and then you see it. Oh, I love that sort of thing.
I just remember Kalia did not like it.
No.
She was freaked out by the closeness of it.
Yes.
I remember, you remember Peanut. So for our listening audience, the dog we had before, Aria, which Jennifer had given us about a few years back. I had a dog named Peanut, and I remember we would go out in our old neighborhood. You could see the rocket really clearly. So we would go and watch fireworks
at the Space and Rocket Center.
Watch at the Space Rocket Center, and I decided to take this.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, he's fine. And then as soon as those fireworks, he just was going nuts to get away. I was like, oh, this poor baby, I better get him away.
Yeah.
So
that's not I don't think that is the smartest thing to do.
Yeah, I just wasn't thinking. That poor dog, I put him through so much. I remember one year I took him to Houston Pride, which is in June, but it's a nighttime parade. And we walked it. And that poor dog, by about 10 o'clock at night when the parade was done, he was just on the concrete, tongue-lolling. And I was like, you poor thing. I was so bad. I just didn't think about him sometimes. I'm like, ugh. Bad pet owner sometimes. Bad
puppy parent. Come on.
But I did love him.
Oh, I know. And I loved him too. He was a snuggle butt.
Oh, yeah.
But the funniest thing about him is that he was your dog. Oh, yeah. But then when other people were around, I believe, I know it was with me, definitely.
Oh,
he'd come and just like lay all over me and then just look at you like, ha, ha, ha. Yep. Someone else is petting me. And I just thought that was the funniest fucking thing. Because he would cuddle with me in the recliner.
Oh yeah, anytime like our friends Luis and Griffin would come over, because we knew them before, or we knew Luis before we knew you, and Luis would come over and he'd get a pillow and put it in his lap, and Peanut would come right over and just crawl in his lap and then look at me. I was like, you little fucker. Yeah. I mean, Peanut was cuddly with me, but not as much with stranger, like with my friends. Yeah. But he was such a good dog.
He was a good dog.
I remember I had a little, I got a cardboard box from Costco, you know, the bins they have, the cardboard boxes. I grabbed one and then I got a pillow, an old pillow, and I put it in the box and I stuffed it under my bed, and he would crawl. It was like directly underneath me, and he would crawl into that box, and I would reach down and pet him a little bit, and then we go to bed.
There you go.
He's such a sweet boy.
Such a sweet boy. R.I.P.
All right. So, I guess I'm introducing the cocktail.
Yes, because I cannot pronounce it. So
we were walking around. We went and had lunch today at a local place called Aki.
Yes, had some sushi and some poke and some ramen and some hibachi. So we all had a little bit of different things.
And after that, we went over to Trader Joe's, and we were just looking around because we were stuffed and trying to figure out what we could eat. We were so full. Yep. And we saw a pretty bottle, and it's called Susumaniello. Yep. It's that's the name of the grape apparently, but it's by Ruggero Di Bardo.
Sure, make it sound fancy.
Yeah. But it's out of Puglia, Italy.
I mean, it's a really pretty bottle, and usually the bottles are what make me, or what draw my attention. The weird, the interesting, and they do that on purpose, of course. But I definitely am like, ooh, pretty bottle, let's get it.
What do you think?
I mean, it's growing on me the more that I sip on it. The first sip was bland and just nothing really. Now I'm getting a little.
I think it needed time to open up a little bit.
That could be it too, because we just on the review we just opened up and poured it. So, but yeah, it's growing on me. Yeah. I definitely like it better now than I did at the review. Yeah,
it's a little dry. It's a little dry now. But when we first opened it, I was like, it's not bad, just bland. It didn't taste much. But now, I agree. It's like the more it's sat out.
And the more you sip on it too.
Yeah, it's like, okay, I like this. It's not bad.
And I want to say that this one was 14.5% alcohol, so that is what I like about it, because I like the higher alcohol content. Yes. Since I'm an expensive drunk.
Indicates. But yeah, I would. I think this is a thumbs up for me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right, so Miss Jennifer, we've had our cocktail, and what are we talking about?
We're talking about our cruise.
Woo! It was a lot of fun.
I had a blast. It was my very first cruise ever. Wesley did not go, so it was just me, which was wondermiss. I didn't have to worry about him getting in trouble or him jumping off the boat, because that is what I would think he would do. Hey, look at me. And then just jump. I mean, I don't know why I have that thought, but that is, even my boss was like, that boy's going to jump off the boat. Yeah. So, I mean, it's not like it's just me, but he was very bad.
And we'll get to that story time.
And, well, kind of. It's going to be a quick version of it, because it was really bad, but Jason's son, Justin, he called me and he was like, I don't think he should go on the cruise. And I was like, well, I agree, but, no one wants to watch this bad kid. And he was like, I will. Yeah. And I just thought that was the sweetest thing ever, that Justin would do that for me. And, that was just sweet. And then my mom was like, I don't think he should go on the cruise. And I was like, well, Justin said that, he'll watch him. And my mom was like, I want him for 2 days or 3 days. And she got him, and she made him clean his room. And Pops came over, and they did all the holes in the wall. They had, not plugged them, but
sheetrock them.
Whatever to patch them. Thank you. That's the word I was looking for. And he had to, sweep and mop and fold his clothes. And he did not have that much fun. He went to church probably like 4 different times in those 3 days. And so, and then at Justin's, he didn't get to go swimming, even though he wanted to. And he
left the apartment in the middle of the night, tried to climb the fence, I think.
And then, he told me he was trying to go to Cam's. That's what Wesley told me. I don't know what's true, because you can't really believe anything out of his mouth. But so I had paid for Wesley, and I didn't get the money back. It's what it is. But the cruise was nice. It was very relaxing. very interesting. It's like the casino at Vegas on water because it's a hotel and a mall and all kinds of restaurants, and it's just like that on water.
Shit ton of bars.
Massive.
Yep.
And I had a really good time.
We flew into Fort Lauderdale on Saturday, and then we met up with Benji. He stayed in the same hotel with us. And then Sunday, we had to check out at 10 or 11, I think. We were supposed to be at the cruise at like 2, I think. Mm-hmm. So we were like, well, I don't know. We were trying to figure out what to do. And I was like, well, there's a farmer's market. Why don't we go do that? They have, a food court. They have Ethiopian. And Jennifer and Zane and I all love Ethiopian. Mm-hmm. So we hop in the Uber and Uber down. It's like the southern part of Fort Lauderdale. Mm-hmm. And the motherfucker was closed because I did not check to see if it was open.
That is true. But our Uber driver was awesome. Me and him talked a lot.
Yep.
Because I like to talk to people. And he stayed with us, and then he dropped us off at a mall. And
the mall we went to was like, oh, well, let's go to a food court so there's some options.
Yep. And there was like 3.
Yeah, there was 3 places to eat in the food court. Bitch.
Yeah, so it was interesting, but we got to the ship, and then we got in, and because I like the fancy bottles, because me and Benjamin had walked to the liquor store,
yep.
I had gotten a bourbon barrel wine, and I had gotten a rum barrel wine.
Oh, yeah.
And the bourbon barrel wine was the coolest bottle ever. Like they had the little 2 handles, and but when I had put it in your bag, one, and then the bourbon, and then I had the rum in my bag, and Benjamin had bought the bourbon barrel as well. So when we go through the check-in, it's flagged through the x-ray, and then they had to go look, and they were reading it, and they're just like, we're like, it's a bourbon barrel wine. It says wine, but they got stuck on the bourbon. The rum was fine. I had no problems.
Yeah,
but
I think some supervisor came over. She's like, it's only like 15% alcohol.
Yeah.
Just have it.
Yeah.
Down.
So that was interesting. But we got in, and the check-in was very easy. You had to go scan a QR code, and then you're done.
Yep.
And
I don't know did I tell you this, but when you check in, they check if you have a passport, check that, or your
birth certificate. So we were in line, and after Kalia and Zane and I got through, Kalia's like, Granddad, I think the guy checked us in was gay. I think so too, baby. Because there was also like a young gay couple in front of, like, walking on the ship while we were waiting on you. Yeah.
So fun.
Her gaydar is getting good. Yep. It's better than Granddad's, that's for sure.
Yep.
But so yeah, and then the cabin was really nice.
It must have been much nicer without a child.
Oh, definitely. Bathroom was wicked small, but it was fine until I had to shave. Because I am legs, and trying to pull up my leg in that little, it was a very acrobatic shave, I guess to say. But I mean, just me in there, it was perfect. Like, I really enjoyed the room. It had a little veranda. I sat out there usually at night and just had one of the cocktails that I had gotten because I got the drink package, and I would just sit out there for a little bit and just listen to the ocean. It was very nice. The weirdest part of the cruise, my bed was close to the wall. I would have rather had like your room where the couch was close to not the wall, but the veranda.
Sliding glass doors.
My couch was closer to the bathroom. I would have rather have switched, because when I laid down, I could feel the vibration of the boat on my head. And I thought that was really, really strange. And so I sat there and thought for a second, and then that shit put me out, I guess, because, I just woke up and feel very rested. Yeah. And
I think if we ever did it again, I think it's because we were kind of further back in the boat. Mm-hmm. I think if we were forward or some more center, we wouldn't feel it as much.
I didn't really. The only times I felt it was, like I said, when I laid my head down, and then when we ate at brunch and we were close to the window.
Yeah. Well, I think
My butt vibrated then.
I think the reason we felt it so much in the buffet area is because we were so close to I think the engine.
I got you. Oh, and then we're also like at the very edge because, we're at the windows.
Yeah.
I had my Dramamine. That worked fine. I didn't have any kind of motion sickness.
Yep.
I was very happy with that. Just the vibrations were weird, but it wasn't bad. I like the veranda, so if I go again, I'll probably get another veranda just because I like it.
I think Zane did too, but I to me, I was just like, I could have skipped it because I went outside once maybe, and other than that, I was like, I don't give a shit.
Well, see, and I went out a good bit, just sat there outside at night. It was very nice at night.
Yeah.
Sun, not so much, because now I really wish we could have smoked on them because that would have been like perfect for me, but they had smoking areas. You just had to find them.
Yeah.
But yeah, they had an adult only pool.
Yep.
And then they did a family time at one point, like for a couple of hours, where the kid, like, because it was kind of covered. Mm-hmm. And then they had the another pool area for the whole family, for everyone. And
I go there several times with Kalia.
Yeah, and then I would go to the casino with. I went with Zane and I went with Benjamin. Yep. I won a jackpot.
She was rich after this cruise.
Yeah, not really. I got a W something for the taxes. I was like, fuck. I don't want that. But anyways.
1099G, I think is what it's called.
It was something. Yeah. And the excursions. So we stopped first at Key West.
Yes.
And Zane and I did the rum and cigar tour.
And Kalia and I did a bike tour.
Yep, and Benjamin did a walking tour. So Benjamin learned a lot about the area, so he told me about it, which was cool. If I go again, I would just want to go rent a go-kart.
Yeah.
I mean, a golf cart. Sorry, not a go-kart, but a golf cart. Because I missed out on so much. Because we just walked to the rum place. We stayed inside. The rum was good. And then we stayed a good bit at the cigar place. And I'm like, then we had lunch and then we're done.
Yeah. I think part of it, too, is y'all's excursion was later in the day.
Yeah.
Because Kalia and I's was at 8:45.
Ours was at 10, I think.
And, like, we got done. And it was a 2.5 hour bike ride, and like Kalia was starting to fade. She was getting very whiny after the first hour.
Yeah.
So I had to stop, and like we stopped at there's a marker in Key West called the southernmost point in the continental U.S. Mm-hmm. So we stopped there, and there was a snow cone vendor, so I got her one, and she perked up a bit.
Yeah.
She was very grumpy.
Yeah, and that's what she wanted to do, was that one, I think, right?
Yeah, because I asked if she wanted to do there was a glass bottom boat one.
Yeah, I would have done that with you.
Yeah. But I really enjoyed the bike tour. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It was hot and I was very tired by the end of it, but it was still a lot of fun. And I agree. Like I want to go back to Key West, but I just want to like get an electric bicycle or go-kart or something. Because it was a really cool little town. Yeah.
I missed, like, there were some bars that I want to go to because they were talking about like a naked bar up on like the third. It was like a Heaven in the bottom of the building, and then there was another bar in the middle, and then Hell was at top, and at the top is where people can do whatever they want to do and be their own selves. And then there was a rainbow crosswalk that I missed, and I would just like to see it all. But I asked when we did the cigar tour, the guy, he was really cool. He's a youngin'. He had a very thick accent. And I don't really care about cigars.
Yeah.
I like cigarillos, my black and malts. But I was like, hey, I don't really want to go to a touristy place. What's a good place? Like, you go to lunch. And he was like, best Mai Tais? And I was like, sure. And he was like, de Maison de Pepe, I think is how you pronounce it.
I think so.
And I had nachos, I think, with like plantain chips.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that was so good. And then the Mai Tais were fabulous. And I don't remember what Zane ate.
Yeah,
but he really enjoyed it. And so it was a really cool place. They had pride flags, rainbow flags. So we knew that they were,
it's Pride Month. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, also, that they're inclusive.
Yeah.
They don't mind the gays.
I would hope not. Not in Key West.
I mean, but I would also like to go at night because apparently it's kind of like a French Quarter.
Free for all.
Kinda like
party attitude.
Party atmosphere.
Yeah.
And like carnival in a way.
Agreed.
That's what I was told anyways. People were like, you should go at night I was like, damn, let's go at night, okay, let's have fun. But yeah, I liked Key West. Key West was fun.
Yeah, I definitely want to go back just to go.
Yeah. Our next stop was Bimini in the Bahamas. Mm-hmm. And pretty water.
Yeah, gorgeous. That was crystal clear blue green water.
Yeah, I actually got up to my hip.
Oh, did you actually go on the beach? Oh, that's right. You went out.
With Benjamin, and he was further away, and I saw a black-looking eel-looking thing, and I was like, okay, deuces, and I went back to my seat.
She skedaddled.
I love the ocean. I have a very great respect for it, but I also know there's millions of things in there that can kill me, so I don't go very far out. Usually toes in the sand and I'm done. And it really hurt to walk on the sand.
The sand that's far away from the beach where it's not kind of wet and held together, that is tough as hell to walk in. I can't imagine what that did to your poor toe.
I mean, so I was good. There was a pool. They had a kid part and then an adult only part, so we kind of sat at the adult only part.
Was that the infinity pool one?
No, not yet. No, that was still at the beach part of the resort world thing. And so they had a DJ and they had lots of shade. Unfortunately, the pool didn't have much shade, so I didn't stay in the pool that much because I am German Irish. I am a redhead in blood, maybe not on top of my head, but my whole father's side of the family were redheads, so I have the
super
fair skin, and I got burnt still, even applying everything. But if I stay in the sun too long, I'm gonna roast. So Benjamin stayed in the pool. I talked to people because that's what I do. I met all kinds of people.
Yes, you did.
And so the tram going from the boat to the first part of the resort, which was the beach and the pool area. We got back on it, and then we went to the hotel part of the resort.
Is that where the casino
Hilton.
was?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you walk in, there's a casino, and then there's like a big bar with lots of TVs, but there's no signs anywhere. And we knew that there was a pool that was an infinity pool, so I saw one pool that was downstairs, and I'm like, I don't think that's it. Doesn't really look like infinity. So, you know me, I'm just like, hey, I heard that there's an infinity pool that we're allowed to go to. I got the band on, right. And dude was like, oh, you have to get on the elevator and go to top floor. And I'm like, oh, okay. So then we get on the elevator, and we go up, and there's like 4 people there.
Yeah.
There's a bar. There's the infinity pool. It was so cool. Like they had like chairs for you. You can get anything you wanted at the bar. Was
that included?
Yeah. I mean, if you got something to drink or eat, you had to pay for it.
Oh, that's
that's not included in it. But the chairs and like at the beach and
right,
the chairs on top at the pool. I mean, you just sat down and they. Where the hot tubs would be, they put pillows in there and had the water around the hot tub so you could sit in there and just enjoy the view because you're on top of the hotel. So that was really cool. So me and Benjamin did that. And then we changed there because we were going to go to the Fisherman's Village, I think it was called, next.
There's barely anything in the Fisherman's Village.
Yeah, and I bought a water for me and Benjamin because, it's hot. And I was talking to the bartender, and it was like $5 a water. Fuck. And I told him, I was like, I'd buy something from you, but you ain't got my whiskey. And he was like, which one is that you want? I was like, oh, I'm just messing with you. It's a Jameson. You got it. And he was like, oh, so you like the Jameson? And I was like, yeah. He's like, I'll buy you a shot. I was like, can you chill it for me? And he was like, sure can. Ooh. So I had me a little shot of Jameson. I was flirting with the bartender, Your
skimpy bikini that don't fit no more.
Yeah, I know, right? My pants, I had to keep pulling them up my britches. And And then Fisherman's Village was a couple of shops and some people playing music, and it was very sad.
Yeah. So while Jennifer and Benjamin were doing the Resorts World, Zane and I decided to do the snorkeling with the reef sharks. And so we got up at like 8:45 or 8 o'clock, went and had breakfast, and left Kalia in the room. And we were like, we'll come get you in a little while. And so we went down, and they walked us to right next to the Fisherman's Village.
Yep.
And we signed the paperwork, and we take they get on a pontoon boat, and we're driving out to the reef.
And they give you a drink, don't they?
At the end, they do. So we get out, and we're driving, or we're on the boat, and it starts raining. And we're like, shit. So like Zane was already kind of under the canopy, so I kind of moved back. But as soon as I moved back, it stopped raining. But it was just cold enough to be uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. So I was like, ooh, that's a little chilly. So, but there was probably about 20 of us when we went out there, and they stopped at a reef, and it was probably they anchored the boat, and we could see down about 40 feet, and there was probably about maybe 5 or 6 reef sharks down there. And you could tell they were probably like 10, 12, a few of them were 10, 12 feet long. Mm-hmm. But they were, down there. They weren't bothering us. And then we hopped in, and we snorkeled around. And it was great because we're just in our life vest. And you just plop your face down in the water, and you could see. Zay and I had crappy masks, though, because we both kept having fog up issues. And I've scuba dived before, so I know how to like clear a mask and get it to not fog up, but I could not keep this mask from fogging. So it was like
didn't have good suction on it or something.
I guess, but I'm not sure. No, the suction was fine. It was the I spit in it, like, because there's a scuba diver's trick where you spit in the mask and you kind of swirl it around, and nothing I was doing would stop it from fogging up. So I'd have to stop every like 2 minutes.
That really sucks.
Yeah, but it wasn't too bad. But it was a lot of fun. The sharks were really pretty, and a few more came in. So by the time they called us in, we all started coming up, and the sharks started rising a little bit. And then by the time we were in the boat, the sharks were at the surface.
Oh, wow.
And then they started throwing chunks of fish in, and they started swarming. I was like, oh shit. And then we headed back, and they gave us this gross rum punch, and I was like, it was so sweet and disgusting, but I got it down, and then I was trying to give him my trash, and he filled it up again. I was like, motherfucker, this nasty shit.
Shane, drink this.
So we got done, and then we got back to Bimini, and it was about lunchtime. I was like, well, do you want to go? Because like Bimini is just a long, skinny island, and one end is the resorts where the rich white people live, and the rest is where the natives live. So it was like, well, let's walk down into Bimini, and you could rent a golf cart, but it was like $80.
Oh wow.
The cheapest one we saw was $80, and I was like, I don't think I want to spend $80 for a golf cart. So we started walking, and it was brutal hot. Oh my God, is it hot? And we only got probably half a mile down, and like we started getting into some residential areas, but it was shanties and it was just falling apart. I was like, God,
shacks.
Yeah. And we did find one restaurant, and they were like, oh, come in, we have conch fritters, and they have this, the entrance to their eating area was like lined with conch shells. It was real pretty. I was like, we don't have cash, because I gave my last 20 to the snorkeling folks, and they're like, oh, we only take cash. I'm like, God damn it. So we decided, it was like, I'm too hot, let's just walk back to the boat. There was a place we did find that was renting bicycles, but it's still $25 a bike either, because I was like, I can't imagine the rest of the island all that nice either.
Right.
And frankly, the people we saw renting the golf carts, they'd go past us, and then
2 seconds later, they'd be right back.
They were at least 3 of them I clocked. They passed us, and then as we were walking back, they passed us on the way back. So I'm like, they weren't there for very long.
Yeah.
So there must have been not much down in Bimini.
I think it's just the resort.
Yeah,
it's 3 different spots on the resort. I think is pretty much what you have.
So it was a little depressing.
Yeah.
But so we got back to the boat. We got clear. We had lunch, and then like when they docked the boat in Bimini, right at the end of the pier, where the pier meets the land, there was a public beach. Mm-hmm. So I convinced Clea, I was like, let's go swim in the beach. So we went down there, and crystal clear water, absolutely gorgeous. We had a good time. My neck got a little red because she, kept hanging on me and just rubbing all my sunscreen off.
Right.
And my feet got burned too, but it wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
But it was a lot of, it was real pretty. And we were there was a tram that kept going by and it stopped at the beach and then it would go up to the pier to drop you off for the boat. I was like, Clay, do you want to wait? And so we waited for 30 seconds. And then after we started walking, you drove past us in the tram. God damn it, Clea, see, we were going to be on that fucking tram.
I don't think you could have. I think you had to have the wristband.
Oh, maybe have.
I think you had to be part of the Resort World thingy to get on the tram.
Oh, I thought the tram was free, but...
I don't know. I just kept seeing everybody with the wristbands because it was always stopping at only the parts that were part of the Resort World package. Yeah. I'm not sure, but yeah, we passed you and I waved.
Yeah.
I felt bad, but I still had to wave because I was like, I need them to know that I was there.
So Clea and I went back on the ship, and then I promised her to take her swimming to the pool. But the pool was nice. It was a little shallow. It was probably 5 feet deep at its deepest.
It wasn't that big. It was more room for chairs and everything else than a pool. But
I will say it was very murky water.
I
got in the pool with her, and I was like, this water is very murky. So I was just like, I'll stay in here for a bit. And I paddled around, and then, probably 15 minutes, and I got out. And I think you and Zane came and joined me on the edge of the pool, or in the shade.
Yeah.
But she made friends left and right. So I was just,
yeah.
I think she had a good time. We signed her up for the kids camp, the camp at sea or whatever. And anytime we dragged her there, she had a good time. But most of the time, she's just I just want to stay in the room and play on my tablet. No, we're on a goddamn vacation. You're going to go out and have fun. Oh, and there was a pride party that second night, I think. We were...
Third night?
I don't know. One of the nights.
I think it was the night at sea.
I thought it was the Bimini night.
I don't know.
Anyway, there was a pride party.
Well, there was a pride get-together every night.
Yeah,
and I didn't realize I was at said pride party get-together talking to two lesbians because I found my drink.
Yeah.
It was the celebrity number 10. And this drink was fucking fantastic.
And for our loyal listeners, we went on a celebrity cruise. That's why it's called Celebrity 10.
Oh, was I not supposed to say that?
No, I just didn't know. We never mentioned which cruise line we were on. And
so I found that second day, and it was at the World Class Bar, so they were fancy. It was some damn what Tom Cruise movie when he does the bartending. I had it before and now I forgot whatever that movie is, but I mean they're shaking like four shakers at the same time.
Yeah,
they were pouring from a distance. They were just
putting on a fucking show,
and I found this drink and I fucking loved it. So I got it many, many times because I've paid for this shit. So I was at the get-together, not even knowing I'm at the get-together, sitting at the bar talking to two lesbians and having a great time. They've been married forever and they love cruises, and it was just, if I sit by somebody, I'm talking to them unless they give me that vibe that says don't talk.
Zay and I went down to the LGBT meetup, and she was sitting at the bar, and I was like, well, Jennifer found the homos, because there was a gay couple at the surrounding tables next to us, but it's no one was none of the gays were interacting with each other. And I was just like,
you could have came and talked to me with the lesbians.
I know.
They were very friendly. They knew that celebrities their favorite, they said.
Oh, okay.
And so they go on it a lot, so they knew the bartenders, and they were just very personable. They were fun.
I will say I was a little disappointed we didn't see any upside down pineapples on the ship.
I didn't really look for them.
We didn't go through the cabin areas too much, but you always hear about the swingers and their upside down pineapples. I'm like, didn't see any though.
I got lost going to Benjamin's cabin.
Yeah, she was on the wrong side of the ship.
I didn't know. And then I figured it out. But I figured out my room very, quickly, because I was like, I'm tired of walking on the wrong fucking side. This is bullshit. Going all the way around the world just to get to my fucking room. So I learned that one quickly.
Yeah. When we got on the ship, I made sure, I was like, Clea, here's the buffet. Yep. I want you to get us to our room without any help from me. Because I wanted her, I was like, I'll walk behind you, but I'm not going to give you any help, okay? Because I wanted her to be able to explore the ship and have fun without us. Because I figured, like one of the few places you can just roam around, do whatever she wants. So I was like, we were actually the kids' camp. And I was like, take us back to our room. I'm not going to help you, though. So she got us back there. And
there you go.
She didn't do too much on her own without us, but she felt confident enough to go up to the buffet all the time. Get her
pizza.
That was her favorite fucking part of the cruise, was that free goddamn pizza and ice cream.
Yep.
And I will say the buffet was really good. I really enjoyed the buffet. And the dining, the seated dining they have every night, Jennifer and Benjamin did the eat anytime. And Zay and I picked the 6 o'clock seating every night.
Yeah, because you thought you were going with your mama.
Yeah. I also have no problem eating at that time. Like I like eating at 6, but
we never eat at 6.
Not with you, but I don't mind eating at 6. I do with my mom, but I knew if I waited till 8, I'd probably be too hungry though.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed that restaurant. There was only one night where I wasn't crazy about everything, but everything else we had at that restaurant was the Opus restaurant.
I'm sad that I only did it one time. Because Benjamin did selective dining, the specialty restaurants where you had to pay for it, and I'm not gonna eat by myself. I mean, I'll eat at the buffet by myself, but I don't feel comfortable eating in a restaurant by myself. I'm just that person, and we did it, and I so wish we would have done it because that was an experience. We had our own
sommelier
and our own waiter, and I got steak with mashed potatoes. And the mashed potato was just like an ice cream scoop of mashed potato.
And not a big one?
And not a big one. And so let me go back. When we sat down.
And this was the last night of the cruise.
Yeah.
The Opus.
We sat down and there was a gentleman and a woman sitting next to us. Because we had like the 2 seating tables. So they're close. Like they're eating with us in essence. Yeah. And she gave me bitch vibes.
Ooh.
I don't think I like her. Well, she was from New Jersey. That's why I got the bitch vibes from her. We got to talking to them, and they're like, "We so wish you would have come," because apparently it was kind of you kind of always sat in the same spot.
Yeah. Well, if you do the set time dining like Zay and I did, you wouldn't have done it because
she said the table that we sat at was empty every night.
Well, it was because certain tables they save for the set timings like me and Zane, and certain tables they leave open for the anytimers like you.
But no, I guess no one ever picked that time with them. Yeah. But they were getting done with their meal, but we got to talking to them, and they were telling us about all the different drinks, and like, let's do this and let's do that, and we so wish you would have come before, that sort of thing. And then we get our food, and I'm like, Benjamin, that's not a lot of mashed potatoes. So the lady, and I didn't know this, but the lady was like, I can't remember what our waiter's name was, but she called him over and she was like, "Hey, get her some more mashed potatoes." So I'm like, about to start eating, and I get a little 3 dish of mashed potatoes, and I was like, "Oh, thank you so much. How'd you know?" And then Benjamin was like, "She told him to go get some more," and I was like, "Oh, thank you so much." But it was good.
We before we went to the cruise, me and my mom took Kalia to the Kohl's here in Huntsville, and I was like, you need to get something to wear nice for the dining, because you have to dress somewhat nice. You can't just show up in like your bathing suit at the restaurant.
Right. I was in jeans and t-shirts. So
yeah.
Not too nice.
Yeah. I mean, Zay and I were in like button-ups, but they were, short sleeve, nothing fancy. So like the first night we were there, Clea didn't want to do you didn't have anybody to eat with, so we were like, Clea, why don't you go eat with Auntie Jay so she's not alone? And then Zay and I went to the Opus without her. And the second night she didn't want to do it, so we made her do it. She's like, oh, why do I have to go? I'm just gonna go eat at the buffet. And I was like, because we spent all this goddamn money on a nice outfit, and you're gonna come with us, you're gonna have a fucking good time, you're gonna be pleasant. God damn it. So we dragged her along, and she liked it. She got a burger, and then she was done before us. She's like, can I go? I'm like, yes, you can get out of here. But she came with us back the second time and enjoyed it. She had another burger, so she was fine. We tried to get her to try some escargot. She's like, no, what is it? Go.
No snails for me.
No snails for me. But I think she said she had a good time. I think once we dragged her to things, she had a pretty good time. So
I think she would have also had a good time just staying in the room and playing on the tablet too. So,
probably.
She wouldn't have had the experiences, but she would have had a good time. So
agreed.
But did I know that she was eating with me because I didn't have anyone to eat with?
I don't know. I know I sent her to go eat with you because you didn't have anybody, but I wasn't sure if you knew about it or not.
No, I didn't know. I thought I was just helping you guys have a date night.
I think
because I can do the buffet by myself.
Well, I didn't know.
Have my phone.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know, so I just wanted to make sure you had something to eat with. But it was a good time. Benjamin had a blast. He was drunk a good chunk of it. You two, those. I will say the drink package. Had I gotten I probably could have gotten you got the premium. I could have done the one below it and been fine. I think it would have gotten my money's worth.
I did the premium because Jameson was on the premium.
Yeah.
And my drink from the World Class Bar, the Celebrity Number 10, was $17.
Oh, okay.
So on the premium, if it's 17 or below, you don't pay anything extra.
Right.
So because I was trying all these different drinks, the premium package was perfect because most of the drinks or the wines or whatever were $17 and above or below, but I kept to that 17, so I didn't have to pay anything extra at the end of it. Except I did roam, and I didn't know that I roamed on my phone.
Oh.
So I had to pay like $12. But that's because I didn't realize that I had to have it on airplane mode and on the Wi-Fi. So I learned something, but I didn't, that didn't really cost me that much. But I had a Negroni that had coffee in it that was Wondermiss, because I've had Negronis before.
With Prosecco. You know that meme? There was a lady from the new Game of Thrones, the House of Dragons, and she was like talking with her co-stars, like, what do you drink? A Negroni with some bullshit, like Prosecco and some bullshit.
No.
I don't know.
But so the drink package was really cool. Sodas, waters. I mean, I had fancy water, and the lesbians were telling me, get you a big bottle. They'll just give you a bottle. Yeah. Take it to your room. Have a bottle in your room. I'm like, thanks for the advice, because first cruise, they're giving me all these tips and stuff. And then there was a little bakery area. Oh, yeah. I mean, not really. It was just a
little cafe.
Little coffee shop. But I kept seeing all the fun pastries. And I am a sucker for some pastries. That's my breakfast. Yeah. Give me, some Danishes, anything bread, or, sweet and savory and just yumminess. And then, I think it was the second or the third day I find out it's free. And I'm like, fuck, I could have been having this anytime I wanted to. So I got little sandwiches and I was just taking them to my room and eating them there. And then I would get the fancy coffees, and I had a good time.
If we ever do it again, I want to do what Benjamin did and get the drink package well ahead of time, because he got a pretty good discount.
Oh, yeah.
I think. So.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, and I didn't think I could justify it.
Yeah.
But so the coffee at the buffet was okay. You can't get a soda at the buffet.
You could, if you had the drink package.
If you had the drink package. Yeah. I didn't know that ahead of time.
Yeah.
I like my caffeine.
Yeah.
So you could have orange juice, apple juice, and water and
fruit juice.
And it was fruit juices, but you couldn't get a soda.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that. So if I would have known that, I would have gotten the drink package beforehand, because just for soda alone, I drink enough in soda to justify.
I was thinking about getting the soda package, because the drink package is soda, mid-tier drinks, and then premium, which you got. And I was I probably could, knowing me, I was I could have justified just having the sodas alone, because I drink so goddamn many of them. Yeah. But it was okay.
I mean, it worked out.
Yeah. I will, if we do it again, I definitely will get the drink package, though, next time.
Yeah.
I had a good time. That was a lot of fun. I was going to say I was going to tell you something, and it just went out my damn mind.
That happens all the time.
God, it happened earlier today at the restaurant. I was like, well.
But you remembered it later.
I did, yeah. So tune back in next episode. I'll think of it.
I'll remember this now.
Shit.
So, so it was Key West, and then it was Bimini, and then we had a day at sea. Mm-hmm. I don't remember what day the party on the pool deck was for the LGBT, but they had decked it out, like flags everywhere, and then they gave out flags and little foamy white things that was
Glow
colored,
sticks,
that glue, that glowed, not glue, that glowed. And so Kalia was being very timid and shy, so I was trying to get her to kind of open up a little bit, because I know she would have fun if she would just try.
Yeah.
Because sometimes she does this thing where she won't try.
Yeah.
Even though you can see in her eyes she wants to dance or she wants to have fun, it's like there's something in her that says, I should just stand here like a statue kind of thing. So we got the little foamy things, and I was playing like lightsabers with her, like, you know, and then just getting her to move around. I was like, we got to dance now, and getting her to dance. And we went out and did some dance. I don't remember. And then she kind of livened up a little bit. And I was very happy to see that, because I just want her to have fun. You know me.
She did, that's how it was the entire trip. It's like once you got her to do something, she had a blast. Yeah, and it was a good little party, because there was kids there, and
it lasted a lot longer than they said it would. And I was really trying to talk you guys into letting her stay out with me.
And it was 11 o'clock at night.
I don't care. We're on vacation.
Grandpa was tired,
but she had her own key. I could have walked her to her room.
Yeah, I didn't want her to wake me up.
The room was kind of like, and if you're that tired, she ain't gonna wake you up.
You hush.
Nope.
Drink your juice.
I was mad at you.
Drink your juice, Shelly.
I was mad at you for that, but we didn't stay that long. That's the night that I hit the jackpot. Yeah. Because I was up. I was like, woo, let's go. Because I usually don't stay up past 10 o'clock.
Zane and Clea and I all went to the bed, and like next morning we woke up, and Jennifer's like, I want some money at the... It's like, goddamn girl. Yep. So At the sluts. I was playing the leprechaun. You were just talking to everybody, making friends with the casino workers.
Oh, yeah. The
pit boss.
I had my favorite dealer. Her name was Jade. I really enjoyed her. She was the blackjack dealer when me and Zane played together. I gave Zane some money, and he won back, I guess, my money, and then won some extra. So we were having a good old time. And so wherever Jade was, I tried to sit at her table whenever I wasn't with Benjamin. Because Benjamin doesn't really do the cards. He just does the slots. Right. And so the last night I was with Benjamin, so we were doing slots, and there was the leprechauns. And it's embarrassing winning a jackpot, though. Because it's like a flashy light, and then you just sit there, and then you're waiting. But on that first night with Zane, the pit boss was
scowling at everyone.
What was she? Yeah, she looked like a very mean European lady. And I guess that's what they're supposed to. They're supposed to look mean, I guess, because they're the pit boss. But she had come over, and I had a t-shirt on, and I just kind of put my hands up in the air. I was like, nothing up my sleeves, ma'am. Nothing up my sleeves. And she kind of smiled at me. And I was like, okay, she's good. And then so later on, I did the finger pointing at my eyes to her eyes. And so anytime she saw me for the rest of the trip, she would do the same thing back at me. And she'd be smiling. She'd come say hi. And I was just making friends left and right. I'd get a drink, and I was like, do you need my cart? No, I know your room. You're fine. Like, shit, you know? But I really, really enjoyed it, and I can't wait to my next one.
Yeah. Benjamin, bless his heart, already booked his next one for November for his birthday. Mm-hmm. Well, I told Jennifer if I get this job and the new job, and I end up doing consulting with the old job, it's like, I'll pay for a cruise for all of us.
Yep, let's go.
Leave the kids here.
With who, though?
I don't fucking know. We'll figure it out.
Okay.
I'll give Justin some money for... how about you give him like $500, because that'd be cheaper than the cruise.
That is very true. Then the flight and everything else I lost out on that damn thing. But I guess it's time to... Is that our stopping time? Is that a good transition spot?
We're actually already at an hour, so...
Oh, look at us go.
I know. So,
I can talk about the cruise shit. Yeah,
it was a good time. So if you ever try Celebrity, we recommend...
Jade at the tables.
Yeah, if you're on the Celebrity Reflection is what we were on. So we enjoyed it.
Yeah.
All right. So for all our 15 listeners now, well, I guess, hold on. Big news. We actually reached 200 downloads for the month of June.
Did we get it?
We got to 200.
Oh, wow. Look at us go.
So let's see. 25 listeners. There we go. So for our dedicated 25 listeners, we thank you.
Definitely.
And if you have any funny stories about your kids...
or if you need some bad parenting advice, or if you have any ideas for topics.
Please email us at guidetopoorparenting@gmail.com.
Please.
Miss Jennifer, what are we snacking on?
Well, we were at the Trader Joe's, and we had just eaten lunch, so none of us, me and you, weren't really hungry.
Yep.
But I saw these mini cheesecake cones. And so I was like, well, ice cream is always a good thing. And I mean, they're really small.
Yeah.
So it was like a perfect dessert. It was so yummy.
Yeah, they're like, I don't know what the cone is made of, but it's like coated in caramel and almonds.
Yes.
And that part is kind of dripping off the cone as it thaws. But everything else it's really good.
It was really good. I really enjoyed it. Yes, that was...
You'll see our Instagram pictures here.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I did take a picture of it.
Yep.
All right, so we had
our snack time. We've had our cocktail, our snack time. So this is kind of a tough one for Jennifer to talk about. Do you want to pick something else? I'm fine if you don't want to do this one.
This is okay. So the reason why Wesley couldn't go on the cruise is he ran away. Memorial Day night, 8 p.m., he left the house.
Just walked out.
And I didn't see him again until Wednesday morning. So that's 2 nights he was out in the wild. That's all I'm going to say about that. I had to call the cops, go to the D home, fill out paperwork. It sucked. So that is the reason why everybody was like, he's not going on the cruise. And I'm like, okay. Well, so I don't really want to talk about that part of it, but my mom made him clean his room. And then he had his suitcase to go to Justin's. And so Mama had unpacked his suitcase from Justin's and found, in his room, we found a bottle of cider, drunk, that had been drunk.
Was it yours?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't think so, because I'm pretty sure I got all alcohol, even like those seltzers that like Cody left like 18 years ago, out of the house. And all my liquor is hidden, like locked up.
Oh, I thought it was here.
No, it's adjacent. I mean, it's in David's room.
Oh, okay.
In the back room. We found some cigarettes, some lighters, and then we found a weed pen. And I'm like, where did you get that from? Oh, I found it.
Yeah, I bet you did.
That part, like, it's the lying that really just, no one's gonna fucking leave a weed pen behind. And why the fuck would you pick up something off the ground and then put it in your fucking mouth? Like, dude, you can die. An open pack of cigarettes you find on the ground. I know they're not mine because I don't smoke cigarettes. It was a pack of Cools. He said he found them, gave some cigarettes to my nephew, and then took the rest. And he said he didn't like them, but he just wanted something to smoke. I know that his brother, biological brother, so he had to be about 5, would smoke weed with him, so he knows weed. But like, I told him, his uncle died because he bought weed that had fentanyl in it. I was like, baby, the cigarettes can have fentanyl in it. You don't just find a pack of fucking cigarettes on the ground and smoke them because you can die. It takes a grain of sand of fentanyl to kill your fucking ass. He doesn't. And then he's like, well, if my friends are smoking, then can I just smoke with them? I'm like, no, because you don't know where the fuck the fentanyl is.
You're also goddamn 13 years old.
I know.
Stop smoking.
I mean, I don't know. And then he told like everybody that he had sex with a 14-year-old that said that she wanted to have a baby. And I'm like,
oh, and that she would pay for it too.
The fuck, Wesley. So I started talking to Wesley. Mama, I didn't have sex. She just sat on my lap. And I'm like, did you guys have clothes on? Because she can sit on your lap and you not have clothes on. Mama, I had my clothes on. I was like, well, did you get a boner? What's that? And I'm like, did you have sex? I don't know. Because if you did, I would think you would know what a boner is. He's going through puberty, but I guess he hasn't gotten to that point yet.
He should be able to like walk past a warm dryer and get a boner.
I don't know. I'm not looking. So, I mean, Anyways, he was like, what's that? I was like, and I told him, I was like, that's when your pee-pee go boop.
He just may not know that word. He may think it like hard on.
Well, that's what, but then that's when I was like, that's when your pee-pee goes boop. And he was like, no, that didn't happen. I'm like, okay, yeah, I think you're lying again. And then he was like, oh, and then we kissed. And I was like, was it a French kiss? And he was like, what's that? And I was like, he was like, ew, no. I was like, I don't know how much you're lying. So we are going to the pediatrician tomorrow. and because he has to get his physical for therapy.
Right.
And just to, make sure everything's working correctly. And I told him, I was like, you know what? I don't know which part of you is lying. You telling the 3 or 4 people you had sex, or you telling mama, because I told you were going to go get STD testing, that you didn't have sex. So I don't know which one's the truth and which one's the lie. So you're going to get tested whether or not you did or didn't, because you need to be fucking safe. We need to make sure that your dick's not going to fall off. Mom, I didn't say at that point dick. I was like, your penis. But he's still, whenever I say penis or vagina or breasts, he's just like, ah. It's because I'm the mom, I guess. But so, yeah, we're going to get STD tested tomorrow. Yay. And then Zane kind of scared him a little bit, because Zane was like, yeah, when they do the STD test, they go and take a Q-tip and put it up into your pee-pee hole and swirl it around. And he was like, Mom. But then Zane was like, that's only if you show symptoms. And I was like, well, he doesn't need to know that. Because I wasn't lying to him. Zane was.
Oh, these kids.
I know. Don't know what to do with them. But yeah,
we have some ideas.
Well, yeah.
Well, Miss Jennifer, it was a tough experience. I was there with you, and I know it was excruciating. So I think you handled it well.
Well, thank you.
And for all our 25 listeners, thanks again for listening to another episode of A Guide to Poor Parenting.
If you like our podcast, please give us a 5-star rating on whatever platform you're listening on.
And if you don't like our podcast, just like when our kids ask why we go through their stuff, even though we keep finding stolen shit.
Tough shit.
God damn it, stop stealing stuff.
Stop having sticky fingers. God. Bye, guys.